What's going on? So in this video, I'm going to show you how I generated 50K with one AI system. And just so you know it's real, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some proof of me generating this amount of money with this same AI system. And we're going to go over the whole thing in this video today. So what I particularly do is I do something called AI advising, where I go over and I consult businesses, but pretty much do a good amount of the work with AI that I've trained and prompted to do the whole system. This has worked for me. This has worked a lot of other people that I show how to do it to as well. And if you sit there and watch the video, I'm sure you'll get some takeaways, get some good ideas, and find something that can work for you too as well. So the way that this whole AI system starts is the first thing that I like to go towards is finding a business that fits in all the criteria. And what I mean by finding a business that fits into every single criteria is it has to have a couple of things. It has to already have a solid form of traffic. And when I break down things in terms of traffic, that's just the amount of people see the business every single day, every week, every month, right? It has to have a solid amount of traffic. And with that being said, like with a solid amount of traffic, the traffic usually is like they have a big social media presence for one. And that means there's a bunch of people going ahead and following them, a bunch of people landing on the pages and whatnot, landing on the website, landing on whatever or product. Or they have enough money that's allocated, or they got enough bread essentially to go ahead and pay for ads, like paid advertising, to go ahead and get that as well, get traffic that way. So there's two ways to really get traffic. This particular client, they have both, which is great. But for anyone starting out, honestly, finding someone that has a decent sized amount of content works really well too as well for their business. But each business is either going to have either or both. So that's the first thing. You're going to need a solid amount of traffic. Then the next thing you're going to need to do it as an AI advisor is you're going to need more so a digital product or service. Something that you don't have to ship out, like a physical product, like a digital product. And what that usually looks like, or service, what that usually looks like is you have a product in terms of it's anything between like a community, a course, coaching, or anything along the lines of like a software or a SaaS, where it's like, for example, I'm recording this video on Loom, right? So anything like any other tool that you guys use, anything along the lines of that. Usually they have social media content or they have paid money for paid advertisement, and then it's a digital product that it doesn't have to be shipped. It can be sold multiple amount of times without having to switch the product out. Because what I'm trying to set you guys up for is scale, right? And that's the first pillar. You need those things. That's the criteria that allows you to know, like, okay, will this AI system work with the business, right? So now we have that. We have the first pillar. The second pillar that we go into, the way I generated 50K with this AI system, is a lot of times when you get a specific AI system like this, a big thing you want to do is take these videos or take, the customer behavior. You need to know the customer behavior, because the way AI works and the way the AI system works, it's smart, but you have to still treat it like it's a real person. You still got to tell it what you want to do. You still have to give it context. You still have to give it information, right? Because AI takes everything very literal. It takes everything very literal, and you have to just make sure that you're able to upload and like upfront all of this data, right? So I'm going to explain how we do this too as well. And this is honestly super important, so make sure you pay attention on this. When you're setting up this second pillar and you're getting, a specific avatar, what I mean by avatar is the AI needs to know, and the AI system needs to know exactly who it's talking to. So what you need to do is you need to be able to like take some of the videos, right? You could take some videos from a specific client, or you could take some, ads if they already have ads up, or you can take something from the product description. And you need to feed all of those transcripts, like all of the word, all of that copy into the AI. Just give it a boatload of stuff. And then what you do is you go in and you're like, okay, cool. I need you to go through all of this content, find out who it's made for, go through this product, find out who it's made for, go through these ads, find out who it's made for. And I need you to go through and find out what it's made for and who it's made for. And I need you to build me a very thorough customer avatar to be able to market and sell to. And now what's going to happen is the AI is going to go through and it's going to create you a market avatar. And what you're going to see is it's going to come off as like, oh, marketing avatar or, customer avatar for X business or X product. And then it'll start going through everything. It'll list everything from along the lines of, their background, age group, even like what they honestly do for hobbies, what they do for work, what stage of life are they in? It'll even go so in depth that it'll even start showing you things like, are they married? Are they single on average? Like you'll start to be able to get a specific person that buys your products. And then that's going to solve for the second pillar and move throughout the rest of the pillars as well. So now we have pillars set up to where, okay, we know exactly like the type of boat that we're in. We're making sure that it has traffic, right? Now we're making sure we know who we're selling to and we're marketing to. And now we can go into how the system is going to generate 50 grand in 1 month, right? And how I did it for me. So once I had all that stuff, I had a proven, opportunity that had traffic. And then now I have an avatar that I know what to market to with the product. What I can then do now is I take those, right? And then I start to build AI agent. So a lot of these businesses, right? They need, like I said, if they're already doing content, that's how they get their sales. They need more content, right? They need other things too as well. Like they're going to need something to take care of emails, right? And I know what you're probably like, oh, this is really complicated. I'm going to break it down. Just stick with me, right? They need something to create them content. They need something to create them emails. They need something to write them ads, right? And they even need something to be able to, write things for the description pages along the lines of that, right? So this is what you do. You go ahead and you take that marketing avatar and don't worry guys, like I front load all this stuff. Like I just don't want anyone looking at like dashboards on like how to build agents on this video. So what I'll do is you can check the link in the description. I'll have access to a lot of my resources where you guys can get it and build these same systems, so you can just go and start pitching it to businesses. Yep, a nice guy, save you the hassle. So what you then can do is once you have the prompt, you can build an agent. Like, and the way I have it set up is I used to, before like all this AI stuff came out, I used to do all of the work in the morning. So if I had to write something, if I had to do anything, I would do it all in the morning because that was when my brain was the freshest. But what I realized is with this AI system, I have it set up to where it takes care of all the content, right? Like short form content, long form content. And by short form content, long form content, what I mean by that is short form content is like the TikTok style, Instagram Reel style content, and long form content is that YouTube content, for anyone wondering. I don't want to leave anyone in the dark here, So I take that and I have a agent in the system that goes off at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And what it does is it writes off all of the content, right? It writes off all of the content for the day and it sends it over to the person to make the content or the content team. Then after that, they constantly have content that they can put out and they can be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, let me just record this and it's more content. Like I said, traffic is very important. So if you have traffic going through a product, most importantly, a digital product, you'll start to make more money because if 100 people, 1,000 people land on a checkout page, someone is going to buy, right? That's just simple math. So you just keep getting more people to go to the page, right? Very simple. So now I have something creating content. Now we have traffic constantly going to the page, aka generating more sales, right? Upwards of 50K with this one system. After that, I didn't want to stop there. So the next thing that allowed me to generate 50 grand was one AI system is the ads now, right? Because if you're making money, a good thing and a very smart thing for businesses to do, because organic traffic is like good, like posting on social media is good, but you're relying on an algorithm and it's not guaranteed views. What you should then do is take some of that money and put it into ads. But here's the thing: what if we don't know really how to make ads? It's fine. I don't really know how to make ads either. What you then do is you have an avatar that you're marketing to. You can set up another AI agent, right, in the system that goes off at 8, 9 a.m. and starts to script out great ads. Or you can hook up other things too as well, and it can create the video ads with the script that you gave it, right? And it starts to create these ads, but the reason why the ads come out so great is because a lot of times when you're marketing something, what makes the most sense, like all marketing is just who specifically you're talking to, right? If you like, you're a good marketer if there's weight loss pills for women and you're marketing towards women that want to lose weight. That means you're a great marketer. You're not a great marketer if you have weight loss pills and you're trying to sell it to a market that is a bunch of men and it's weight loss pills for women, right? So if you think about it, the 80-20 in marketing is just putting a product in a specific market that'll buy it, right? There's a bunch of shit online, shit that's complicated, it doesn't need to be complicated. So that's why we built that avatar, because now we can do the whole entire, we will literally have 80% better ads than everyone else, right? Because we have now a avatar to market to. And don't worry about it. Like this is the stuff that, you know, is very easy and very simple. So now you have a part of the system where the agent is going through and creating, right, ads based on this avatar. So now you're going to have converting ads, and you're going to also have great organic traffic. So now we have multiple traffic going towards, you know, a checkout page, a page, or whatever product, getting even more sales, right? Which is fucking already awesome. And the third part of the system that does a lot of the heavy lifting too as well is emails. And it's the same thing. This is like all one AI system, right, that comes up with all of this. But then another part is the email. And you're probably like, oh, what about email? Listen, and there are not a lot of people. Like I had one guy that is actually like one of my private students that I work with, and he was like, well, Kyle, do I need the email one? Because I personally don't buy anything from emails. But it's like, you can't think like that. If no one ever bought anything from emails, but you still see all these big businesses sending emails, don't you think these big businesses, like there's probably some Fortune 500 companies in your email inbox right now emailing you? I promise you, those guys are the best of the best. If something didn't work and it didn't make any sense, right, they wouldn't be sending you emails. There has to be money that's being generated from it, right? Exactly. So you got to get that false belief out of your head, and you got to start sending emails too as well for these businesses. Because a lot of times these businesses do have a big email list and they don't really know how to use it. And just like I said with ads, emails are the same thing. It's marketing at the end of the day. And as long as you're marketing to the right market, you're fine. So now you can have something that can get up at 8, 9 a.m. and go ahead and script out the whole entire, right, email with, you know, a link to the checkout page or a link to whatever product, and then you could get more sales off of that. Those three things alone are literally what generated me 50K with one AI system. Like literally. And I have, you know, other clients that I'm doing great results with too as well. But that's literally what generated 50K for my client with, you know, one AI system of what I like to call AI advising, right? It's very simple. I hope you found this video valuable, honestly, because I mean, you could take this and, like I said, link in the description. You can get access to my resources also as well. You can get access to the coaching too as well if you would like. But I mean, until then, you just need to follow those 3 pillars, honestly. You just need to make sure it has traffic, right? Make sure it's a digital product. And make sure, you know, you have the agent set up in a way where you get an avatar, right? A buyer's avatar, and then you just plug it into those systems, and then you're good to go. But yeah, I hope you found this video valuable. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.